What if I told you that fiction isn't that far away from reality? Think of RORONOA ZORO from One Piece. A guy with no special lineage, no broken devil fruit power, no chosen one prophecy, just a kid who couldn't even beat a single rival. And on top of that, he doesn't even have the slightest sense of direction in a world where direction means survival. But he had something that was far more dangerous than talent. He had a dream so loud it drowned out everything else. To become the greatest swordsman alive. Not for fame and not for applause, but for a promise. A promise to Kuina, the childhood rival who pushed Zoro beyond his limits. The friend whose life ended far earlier than what it should have. That moment could have destroyed him. It would have been the perfect excuse. I wasn't strong enough. It wasn't meant to be. Life isn't fair. These are all excuses that Zoro could have used. But he did not crumble. He did not blame fate. And he did not sit in regret. He made his decision. And that is the difference. He ultimately made the decision that would end up being the difference. Because most people have a lot of various dreams, but very few of them make decisions and act on them. Zoro and Kuina decided that one of them would be the greatest swordsman, and when she could not, he carried the weight of both dreams on his shoulders. Now that is heavy. And from that day forward, every loss wasn't a reason to quit. It was fuel. Every time he was knocked down, every time he bled, every time he lost in a duel, and every time someone stronger stood right in front of him, he did not question his dream. He questioned himself. How do I become stronger? How do I keep up with my captain? How do I make sure that the people who rely on me can make it out safe? Now that mindset is rare. Because in real life, when we get knocked down, we kinda hesitate. We replay the failure in our heads time and time again. We doubt ourselves and we consider giving up. Zoro? Nah, he just gets up. He trains hard and he commits harder. He sharpens his blade with his will. And here is something very important that I want everybody to know. Zoro was not gifted. He was just obsessed with growth. An obsession with improvement beats talent without discipline. And when he joins Luffy, he doesn't chase his own dream. He ties it to something even bigger. He knows that if he goes on this journey with this self-proclaimed man who's going to be the pirate king, he will eventually be stronger and stronger and then go on to become the strongest swordsman in the world, just because he respects the dream of his fellow man Luffy. He knows that Luffy's dream is higher than his, so he refuses to fail his captain, and he refuses to fail his own crew, and he refuses to fail his childhood friend Kuina. Now that's commitment. And even when facing Mihawk, the strongest swordsman in the world, at such an early stage of his career and getting completely wiped the floor with, what does Zoro do? Well, he doesn't break, he just kneels. He acknowledges the gap between them and he vows to never lose again. And that moment is especially powerful. Not because Zoro is saying that he won't ever lose in a fight again. That's not what the vow meant. His promise meant essentially that even through hardships and even through loss, he will never let his dream of becoming the greatest swordsman on the planet ever die. And of course, losing, publicly especially, is very humiliating. Admitting someone is better is very painful. But Zoro understood something. Just like I mentioned earlier. Losing is not the opposite of winning. Quitting is. So to take it all back, Zoro set sail on his journey with no map, no guarantee, no proof he will succeed. Just effort, discipline, and consistency. And that is where fiction meets reality. But I'm not telling you to become a swordsman like Zoro. And I'm definitely not telling you to become a pirate. But you need to know that dwelling on your own mistakes won't make you stronger. Regretting the chances that you never took will not make you happier. So you need to be resilient. You need to act on your dreams. You need to move forward. Zoro does not wait to feel ready. He moves. He constantly is moving throughout his journey. And when he constantly searches for opportunities and when they appear, he takes them. That is the lesson. Not to become Zoro and not to become a pirate, but to stop using pain as a pillow. Stop using the failure as a shield. Weakness is not your identity. Instead, use it as fuel. You have to know that the world does not owe you anything. It doesn't owe you happiness, it doesn't owe you fairness, and it does not owe you direction. And in fact, Zoro doesn't even have a sense of that. But somehow, someway, he finds himself moving forward. And that is my point. You don't need a perfect straight path for your goal. You need relentless motion, because greatness is not inherited, it is chosen, and you need to strive for it every single day. And that is it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed my piece of writing for my favorite character, Zoro. So I would appreciate it if you leave a like if you made it this far into the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the second channel.